Look at this farmer at dawn. The cracked earth, the unpredictable sky. Every morning, millions of Indian farmers wake up to fight a complex battle against biology, weather, and global economics, armed with little more than the soil in their hands. And right now, that soil is failing. The first, largely invisible threat they face is soil degradation. Underneath the surface, the earth is running out of the biological fuel needed to grow food. Think of a field like a smartphone battery. Intensive farming and chemical fertilizers kept yields high, but rapidly drained natural nutrients. We're operating on a 1% charge, pushing the earth for energy it no longer has. You can see the physical toll from above. Notice how these vast tracts of land are dried out and partitioned into tiny brown blocks. Decades of continuous cropping have left these regions severely stressed. Compounding this depleted soil is a severe lack of water. Natural rainfall isn't enough, forcing farmers to pump water from deep underground. Because of this over-extraction, groundwater levels across major agricultural zones are plummeting, leaving the wells running dry. Then comes the ultimate multiplier: climate change. Predictable weather has fractured. Extreme heat and drought are frequently followed by sudden, unseasonal rains, washing away topsoil. An Indian farmer standing in their field today absorbs the full, crushing impact of global climate shifts and decades of ecological exhaustion, all within a single microscopic plot of land. Those ecological pressures are heavy enough, but the economic math of Indian farming presents an even steeper climb. It starts with land fragmentation. As generations pass, family farms are divided and subdivided among heirs. This animation shows the reality. If you picture a standard football field, the average Indian farmer is working a plot of land smaller than that, about 3/4 of a hectare. Operating on this microscale is incredibly expensive. Small farmers lack the capital to buy commercial seeds or fertilizers in bulk, and renting a tractor to plow a tiny fraction of a field makes little financial sense. To even get seeds in the ground, farmers borrow money. They take on high-interest loans just to afford basic necessities like high-yield seeds and fuel for water pumps. The costs stack up before a single sprout appears. Imagine a single monsoon arrives 2 weeks late, or market prices drop by 10%. If the harvest revenue falls below the cost of the initial loan, the farmer falls into a debt trap, forced to borrow even more money just to plant for the next season. This cycle is brutal. When a farmer falls into this debt trap, it is a systemic failure of the market. It happens despite their adoption of new technologies, and regardless of their intense physical labor. Facing environmental collapse on one side and punishing market economics on the other, individual farmers require a structural shield. This is where civic and government intervention steps in. This chart demonstrates how that shield works. Notice how market prices for crops can violently crash. To stop farmers from selling at a loss, the government sets a minimum support price. It acts as a strict price floor, guaranteeing a base rate to catch falling revenue. The Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana provides a specific shield for the harvest's value. If a flood or drought destroys the field, this government crop insurance reimburses the small farmer for the lost revenue, preventing them from slipping into a debt trap. To fight ecological decay, the government issues soil health cards. These work like a medical chart for a specific plot of earth. It tells the farmer exactly which nutrients are missing, allowing them to use resources smartly instead of over-applying expensive chemicals. Beyond the field, state-backed research from organizations like the Indian Council of Agricultural Research, combined with rural cold storage facilities, ensures that once food is harvested, it doesn't rot before it reaches the market. While these tools face implementation challenges, together they form a necessary buffer. They insulate the fragile microeconomy of the small family farm from the massive, unforgiving macro forces of the global agricultural market. We know the pressures, but we also have the solutions. Across the entire country, dedicated farmers are now proving that agriculture can heal the land while still feeding the population. Look at this landscape in Sikkim. It stands in total contrast to the dry, fragmented plots we saw earlier. In 2016, Sikkim became the first state in the world to adopt a 100% organic farming model, banning synthetic pesticides and fertilizers. This approach synthesizes ecological wisdom, like crop rotation and natural pest control, with modern biological science to restore the health of the soil over time. And farmers are backing up those sustainable methods with new technology. By using digital platforms to track weather and connect directly to buyers, small farmers bypass predatory middlemen, securing higher profits without the burden of expensive chemical inputs. All of this brings the journey right back to your dinner table. The next time you sit down to a bowl of rice, consider the immense ecological strain, the heavy financial risk, and the vast civic infrastructure required to put it there. The future of our food supply relies on the choices we make today. Will everyday consumers and policymakers support food grown through sustainable practices, or will we continue to drain the battery of our soil? Fixing this system is an enormous task, but understanding the true scale of these challenges is the vital first step. By supporting policies and practices that protect the farmer and the earth, we can ensure a resilient, sustainable future for agriculture.